last 7 years, I have purchased over 50 vehicles, and while most of the vehicles that I've purchased have been economical cars, like Hyundais, Toyotas, Mazdas, we've also purchased things like a Shelby GT500, Tesla Model 3 Performance, Maserati Ghibli, and a Lincoln Navigator. And through the process of buying all of these cars, I have learned a lot about the do's and don'ts of making a strategic, smart, and safe vehicle purchase. And today, I'm going to be breaking down some of the most important lessons that I've learned and the mistakes to avoid. But before we dive into that, I am excited to announce that as of August 25th, I've released a new course called the Car Buying Masterclass. Now, I've been making social media content for a long time now, and one thing that I've noticed over the years is that a lot of people don't believe that you can own cars strategically in order to limit, or in some cases completely eliminate, the cost of ownership. Over the years, I have refined a strategy of buying cars at a below market value price, owning them for a few years, and potentially putting tens of thousands of miles on them, and then selling them for the same price, if not more than what I originally bought them for. And because after years of posting on social media, I came to the realization that most people don't know how to do this, I wanted to make a full in-depth course teaching you exactly how. The Car Buying Masterclass is an in-depth course. It teaches everything that you need to know from A to Z on how to buy cars in a strategic way, from how to navigate depreciation, how to determine what is a below market value car, how to do an extremely thorough PPI, and how to negotiate the best price as possible. When you sign up for the Car Buying Masterclass, not only do you get access to over 20 chapters of course content, but you also get invited to our private Discord as well. And because I'm so incredibly confident about the quality of education that you will receive with this course, you also get a robust 30-day money-back guarantee so that you can try the Car Buying Masterclass at no risk to you. If you're interested in checking out the Car Buying Masterclass, you can do so by checking out the link down in the description below and using the code OFFER50 to get $50 off. So the first mistake I want to talk about is also the one that's easiest to avoid, and that is not running the Carfax. I don't care if you're buying a car from a franchise dealership with a great reputation, private party, or from a small dealership that you've never heard of. You should always, and I mean always, review the Carfax. Most dealerships will give you the Carfax for free. Most private party sales do not, but that should not stop you from reviewing the Carfax, because if you aren't provided it for free, you should absolutely buy it and review it that way. The Carfax gives you so much valuable insight from whether or not the car was clean title, the mileage, where the car is from, and the accident history and the owner count. And all of this information tells you a lot about the current state of the car. For example, seeing that the car spent most of its life in the north may be an indicator that rust could be an issue. If you see that the last owner only owned the vehicle for a short period of time, you have to ask yourself why. If the car has been in a serious accident, this will give you insight into what needs to be looked at when you're looking at the vehicle doing a PPI. This information is truly invaluable. And I know what you're thinking. If the car seller tells me that the title is clean, do I still need to buy the Carfax? And the answer is yes. 1,000,000 times yes. Because if there is one thing that I've learned from buying over 50 vehicles, it's that car sellers are liars and they can't be trusted. That's the bottom line. I can't tell you how many times I've been told that a car is clean title or has a certain amount of mileage, but whenever I check the Carfax, the mileage is inaccurate and the title is salvaged. It happens all the time, probably once or twice a week. You cannot under any circumstances trust your seller, so just run the Carfax. The next thing that you want to do is you'll want to check the lien status of whatever vehicle you're wanting to buy. A car having a lien means that there's a bank loan associated with that car, and if you were to buy a car with a lien and it wasn't paid off by the time that you purchased it, or shortly after you purchased it, you wouldn't be able to transfer that car into your name because the bank technically owns it, and you wouldn't be able to do that until that lien is paid off. Now, buying a car with a lien isn't necessarily a big deal. In fact, people do it all the time, but buying a car with a lien, if that lien wasn't disclosed, that's a huge deal. I have purchased a number of cars over the years that have liens, though this isn't really my preferred method of purchasing a car. In fact, I purchased my Tesla Model 3 with a lien, and how it works is you give the seller the money, they deposit it into their bank account, they pay off the loan, they then will get the title shipped to them, and when they get it, they'll just give it to you. And from there, you follow the traditional steps of taking that title to the DMV or the tax office and then transferring that title into your name. Now, if you are buying a car with a lien, it's a good practice to meet at the bank of whoever owns that lien. So if it's a Chase Bank loan associated with that car, meet at Chase Bank. A credit union, meet at a credit union, and so on and so forth. This way you can actually see that the money that you gave the seller was applied to that car loan and there won't be any funny business. But that's optional. Now, typically if someone has a lien associated with their car, they're not going to have the title. So that is a good telltale sign that a car might have a lien if the seller of that vehicle says they don't have the title. Now, sometimes people just lose a title, and that may actually be the case. But if you're buying a car and the seller claims that they don't have the title, you should absolutely absolutely check to see if there's a lien, because while there is a chance you're telling the truth and they actually did lose it, there is also a chance that the car is either stolen or it has a loan, which is why the title isn't there. So a car not having a title is a telltale sign that that car has a lien or something's going on. But every so often you come across a unique situation where someone is trying to scam you. In fact, in all the cars that I've purchased over the years, this has only happened to us once. But what happened is we went to go look at a car in person. It was a car that we liked. We test drove the car, we looked it over, and the deal looked as though it was going to be done. We had agreed on a price, and then whenever we went to go sign the title, just something didn't feel right. So we actually call a title company to check and see if there's a lien associated with the title, and we found out that this car had a $36,000 lien associated with it, and the title that the person had given us was actually fake. You can check the lien by calling a title bond company. Sometimes dealerships may be able to give you information, but you absolutely should call around to find a free source for lien status. Because the bottom line is, it's a good practice to check the lien status before buying a car, especially if the seller doesn't have the title, or if something feels like it could be a bit fishy. On the same topic of titles, don't procrastinate when it comes to transferring the title into your name. Now, if you buy a car at a dealership, whether it's a franchise dealership or just a vehicle flipper that has a dealer's license, they will handle the title transfer process for you. But if you buy private party, this isn't the case, and you actually have to go to the tax office in order to transfer that title into your name. And there is a time limit in which you need to do this by. I have in the past procrastinated on this, and it is a huge pain in the butt. The tax office will impose fees on any title that isn't transferred in a timely manner. This may vary time-wise from state to state, county to county, or municipality to municipality, but in my county, it's 30 days. If you don't transfer title into your name within 30 days of buying that car, which is written down on the title, then the tax office will fine you. And the fines can rack up pretty quickly. If for whatever reason you buy a car and you don't know when you're going to be able to transfer that into your name, then I would advise you to not put the date on the title at the point of purchase. This way you have a little bit more flexibility with your timeline. But in general, it is the best practice to simply buy the car, insure it, and then transfer it within a few days. On a similar topic is signing the title. Make sure that you sign the title correctly, but even more importantly, make sure that the seller signs the title correctly as well. We have run into this so many times, specifically at the beginning of our Turo career, where sellers would not sign the title correctly, and it creates a big problem, and it's a huge pain. If the title isn't signed correctly, you may have to track down the seller and have them re-sign. There's a form that you have to go through which allows for modifications to the title to be made post-signing. It's a pain. To combat this, take your time when signing the title. Make sure that the seller signs, and if you aren't sure where to sign, Google it. There are so many videos and resources online to help you sign a title. And last but not least, do not dare buy a vehicle until you've had the chance to inspect every single inch of that car, and if you're not able to inspect it, then make sure that you have someone that you trust that can. It is extremely common for things to not be as they seem with a used car purchase. For example, a listing having photos of the whole car but not the back bumper, and then when you get to the vehicle, you see that the back bumper is actually damaged, or the radio not working properly, window switches not working. When you go to the vehicle you're looking to buy, it's crucial to inspect everything. Walk around the entire car, look in the trunk, test the AC, heater, window switches, the radio, locks, and seat adjustment buttons. Everything. This is something that could turn a good deal into a bad one really quickly if there is an issue with the car that you didn't catch until after you purchase the car. So whenever you do your PPI, make sure to test every single button, do a thorough walkthrough of the entire car, and make sure that there are no surprises. Now, if you guys are interested in going a bit more in depth about the car buying process, then I encourage you to check out the car buying masterclass. You can use the code OFFER50 to get $50 off. And like always, you guys, I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, comments, if you have anything to add, I would love to hear it. So make sure to leave a comment down below. And while you guys are at it, make sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell. And I will see you guys in the next video.